am here at the Clinton Global Initiative interviewing climate commitment makers, and I'm thrilled to have with me Bracken Hendricks. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Great to be here. Thanks.
So our audience is really curious about these commitments that are being made and just the incredible amount of solutions that have been brought to the Clinton Global Initiative. Tell us a little bit about you and what you're representing. How did you get to the point of bringing the solution here today, September 19th, 2022, to the Clinton Global Initiative?
Great. I'm Bracken Hendricks. I'm a co-founder of Urban Ingenuity and a larger partnership project that we're launching today called Working Power. And I'm an urban planner by training, and I got into the environmental movement through my workplace. I was doing construction jobs, working with toxic materials, building sprawl housing, and just the whole thing seemed wrong. And I started getting interested in green building and thinking thoughtfully about how the built environment could create good jobs and strong communities. And as the climate crisis really started building, this is maybe 20 years ago, I felt like too many of the discussions in the environmental movement were talking about regulation. They were talking about stopping doing bad things. But I was really interested in how to create good jobs doing good things, and what does it take to build the new economy that we really need. And frankly, it's exciting in the moment that we're in today. People are really starting to think about what does a transformative investment in climate solutions look like? What do we have to build? How many dollars will it cost? What do we do with our regulatory systems? And most importantly, just how do we actually get the work done? There's trillions of dollars to be spent building better communications and transportation infrastructure, healthier homes, new entire industries, small businesses. If you think about it in the right way, as the opportunity that it is, solving climate change is really the biggest engine of economic investment that's going to be facing a generation of policymakers, community leaders, and business people.
Right, it's actually giving us an opportunity to rebuild in a way that we never have had the opportunity to do in the past. So here is this incredible moment in history, which is in the face of crisis, but coming out on the other side of it. We're talking about a brighter, more breathable, collective future for all of us if we do this right. So thank you for sharing all of that context. So what is it that you're committing to today here?
So Working Power is a project that we're launching in collaboration with philanthropic investors, community organizations, and market investors. When you look at what it's going to take, we were just talking about this multi-trillion-dollar capital investment. There's a new bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, is going to be spending over $300 billion on new competitive infrastructures. The United States has been very good in our history at new waves of investment, whether it's the interstate highway systems, building the railroads, rural electrification, the GI Bill. But often when there's pressure to spend money fast, and when there's pressure to build quickly, the voice and the intelligence of local communities can get lost. So what Working Power is doing is vesting our community partners as owners of the infrastructure that we build. So we're building community solar facilities, smart grids, supporting the electrification of homes, but in every case, a nonprofit, community-based organization, women-led organizations, BIPOC-led organizations, to center ownership, wealth formation, and community control and voice at the heart of the development of these projects. But figuring out how to do that at scale is really the challenge.
Right, so, and you've been working in the space, and you've had all of these collaborations, and you obviously have this solution that, once it's scaled, can bring us a long way forward in what we're trying to do collectively to tackle the climate crisis. So, do you think we're going to actually successfully tackle this climate crisis from your vantage point?
I'm very confident that we will tackle the climate crisis, but there will also be pain. There will also be costs. There is a lot of climate impact already baked in the system from the emissions that have already happened. So really, to me, the question is, who's going to benefit in the solutions that we unleash, and how do we protect those most vulnerable as we make these investments. And that's why centering local ownership, centering climate justice at the heart of this new transformative wave of investment is critical. Because it's really not whether we're going to solve climate. We will. But will it be through gated communities to protect the affluent from rising sea levels while tremendous pain and hardship and dislocation takes place around the periphery? Or will we center restorative, job-creating, regenerative investment in community that brings us together, that rebuilds opportunity, that rebuilds career ladders, that invests in the skills of the blue-collar workers, the small and local businesses, the startups? That choice is ours.
No, that's a really great point. And ultimately for our viewers to remember that nobody's really immune from this either. There's only so many gates you can put up or walls you can build, but we are a part of an interconnected system. So it's in our collective best interest to really contribute to solving this crisis together. So thank you for sharing that. And in a pay-it-forward fashion, given all of the opportunities that are being given to these climate commitment makers and their various networks, who would you like to see get a little bit of attention and spotlight for the good work that they are doing? So the We Don't Have Time platform, partnering with Clinton Global Initiative, likes to call this climate love. So we are asking you today who you would like to give some climate love to, who is doing really great work.
Well, I would love to send love to all of the organizers who are working hard on the ground for economic justice, racial justice, and a more inclusive society. I came up through the labor movement, and the whole question of how do we create good jobs, I think, must be at the center of solving the climate crisis. There's been tremendous work on civil rights organizing, and climate justice is really just the next iteration of generations of organizing for civil rights and economic justice. I think if I were to call out one person who I'm really, really enamored of the work that they do, it would be a woman named Elizabeth Yeampierre, who is organizing a project called Uprose in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. They came together because they were at the epicenter of a whole host of economic assaults through pollution, through asthma, through economic dislocation, and then more recently through gentrification. And so she's fighting every single day to reinvest not only in the geography of Sunset Park, but the people and the community and the culture. And so she's creating solar cooperatives. She's looking at how offshore wind can create new industrial jobs at their active working port. And she's really thinking about how to connect people to make sure that they're centered in future waves of prosperity that can come from climate investments. So Elizabeth Yeampierre and all of the organizers of Uprose and Sunset Park, you have my climate love, and there's just work to be done. And we really need to come together and fight for a better society, not just a more stable climate.
Fair enough. That's great. From your mouth to our viewers' ears and beyond, thank you so much for sharing everything you're doing. Congratulations on this title that you received today, and I look forward to seeing what you bring to the climate crisis and tackling it going forward. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.